Good morning. Can you hear me? Can you hear me out there? Look at that. Look at that. There's two sides of this strap. There's the side you see and there's the side on my head. Now if I took this strap, okay, and I did this to it. Sorry about that. And I did this to it. And on the other end, I just took this and I put it in one of the holes. There we go. Now look at that. It looks like a roller coaster, right? Now what you're not seeing is that when I pull it forward, right? If I keep my finger here, take a look at the strap. Okay, there's this side and that side, but when we keep it this way, everything seems to be on the top side. Everything's on the top side. Everything's on the top side. Now watch as I move my hand. I'm actually on the inside. So when you're talking about the other side of the world being round, upside down, how can a plane fly? We're all islands. Islands and water. How does the energy work? I don't know. I don't know how the energy works. I don't know how the whole thing works. I'm putting it all together piece by piece. And because of what numbers have done, because of the geometric shapes that create the letters, I have devised a system through mathematics, through all the smartest people in the world. All I did is come here and I did what the secretaries usually do. Put formation so that the bigger bosses can use that information and make their next move. So between all the next moves that have been made, this is basically what it is. And you see that wire up there? Well, that becomes our rainbow because it all sticks to it. You know what I'm saying? We live in a formatted, we're being formatted right now. And I'm a numbers guy. I want to do the math. I want to do the letters. I want to speak the word of God. And I'd like to speak about conspiracies. I don't want my channel to be shut down. I'm leaving that for the conspiracy theorists. And really, what is a conspiracy? Just a thought of a relationship of a bipolar matter of the other side. We can never disregard the bipolarism of what is the truth and what is not the truth. What is going to happen, what possibly can happen, what is the worst that can happen. A child walks down in your house painting. Child paints and all of a sudden drops the paint. Is that the worst that can happen? Not really, but the paint is dropped. It's now all over the floor. There's a possibility that you can't clean it up properly, but it is what it is. I do have some recommendations. One of the recommendations is make sure you have some cash on you. For those of you who are working, might be out of a job, make sure you have some cash at home. Number two, use your credit cards if you have any credit cards. Okay? Don't worry if the credit card companies, you can't pay it back, because if you can't pay it back, it means you ran out of cash. And if you run out of cash, there's certain items you won't be able to get. So I say spend your money in your credit card. You fall into debt, you fall into debt. Are they coming after you? Well, let me tell you one thing. They come after you, they're coming after everybody, because there's going to be millions in the same situation. And even those people who are trying to collect, they're out of a job. So you got to think of the whole formation of what's going on. This is the situation where we need to print more money, need to give more free loans, and need to create more, how can I say it? I'm not even sure what that safety net. And this is only the spider web that has begun years and years and years ago. You see, my numbers, and I'm not finished yet, but my numbers in the round wheel have told me a lot of stories, although there's things that you can't understand, although there's things that you don't want to listen to, although that I'm really not even saying much, right? This is what I'm working on over here, is what the roulette wheel and the numbers of the roulette wheel are telling me. You see, if it is the Word of God, and it did come from an outside source, it came into humanity. And we code break. And then all these code breakers end up in 1935 and 1919 and all the wars. They want to know all the codes of the other people. But the people have codes themselves they don't even know. The odds, and the way a roulette wheel is set up, the odds. And how come we're still using this kind of dice cube? And how come didn't make a dice cube with 3 opposite of 1, 3 opposite of 2, 3 opposite of 4, 3 opposite of 5, and 3 opposite of 6? Well, my friends, that's what we have to do. 6 opposite of 1, 6 opposite of 2, 6 opposite of 3, 6 opposite of 4, 6 opposite of 5. We have to change the entire dice cube to tell us the real truth of what are all the possibilities on the 6 sides. And then you have to know that holding the dice cube this way, right, with the new possibilities, you see when I hold the dice cube this way, it doesn't matter which way I hold it. It's, it's 7 up and down, 1 and 6. If that's 1 and 6, then the two sides will be 3 and 4, and the other side will be 2 and 5. When God gave us the word and everything, He put it into our minds, and it comes out of our minds, and over time it keeps coming out. Well, there's a lot of stuff to come out of our mind still. And everything that comes of our mind, oh, we created something. Yes, you did create something, but there's a deeper story to that. And it all comes from the other side, the side of creation, the star system that created us. Were we altered? Were we moved? Were we duplicated? Do we have a shared incoming star system where the Jehovah say it's the perfect world? Well, one went down this way and it was spliced, and one came down this way. Although it's a full receivership of the Spirit from both sides, we landed up, what you're hearing now in this world, we landed up on this side. We were spliced and ended up on this side, and this is the world we live. And all that information, I'm going over and over the same story. Whatever you learn, whatever is new, whatever science has come out, if you ever noticed, all the elite have hired all these people, and they have all this information. And if you've watched all these movies where you say it can never happen, don't laugh so hard. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Did we understand that thing with the belt? Make sure we have our friends. Our friends are our mass. Our mass is our security. The exits and road points in every state, easily blocked. I want to block a road, I'll block Highway 80. I want to block a road, I'll block Highway 80 in every state. I'll block Highway 70, I'll block Highway 40, I'll block Highway 44, I'll block Highway 35, I'll block Highway 10, I'll block the 75, I'll block the 90, I'll block the 87, I'll block the 95. I mean, not so hard to block everything and keep everybody in pace. And who's going to be there? Yep. All right. Personal army? Maybe not. It'll be our army or the Chinese army that'll come in here because Russia, the US, and China have all gone to the moon. Thank you for watching this video.